Thank you so much, Diana, for joining us after your panel session at the European Health Forum Gastein. We wanted to ask you a few follow-up questions, specifically on harnessing AI for European competitiveness, which was the theme of your session. The first question we had is why you, as healthcare leads at the World Economic Forum, are interested in AI and speaking on this topic.
Oh, absolutely, and thank you for the invitation and for being here for the first time. The World Economic Forum, I think our mission is to improve the state of the world, and specifically for the Center for Health and Healthcare, we're really looking at building the health ecosystem and how to strengthen it. And across our three pillars, which is really around prevention, and then the middle sort of pillar around transforming health systems, and then the mitigation of health risks. It really is about how do we, across all of those areas, from the front end to the back end, look at technology as an enabler for us to advance and bridge these gaps, and ultimately to change health outcomes, right? For not only the privileged, but for everyone everywhere. And so for us, we are committed to really trying to do the ecosystem shaping that happens with policymakers, with businesses, and with civil society actors that are here at this forum. And so it's been a pleasure to interact with the groups, the leaders that are here, the young scholars, the future of public health in Europe, because the timing couldn't be better. I think the world is shrinking in so many ways, and we're going to have to depend on one another. And so the forum, in its commitment to convene different parties together to really begin and continue that dialogue that I think that's the value proposition that we have for the world on these big issues. We're pleased to do our part.
Super, thank you so much. And maybe on that, can you speak a little bit about how the World Economic Forum sees the EU AI Act and the importance of engaging on this topic?
Yeah, no, I think very specifically with the AI Act, I mean, this is a piece of legislation that can really set the stage for the global standard of how we look at AI safely and trustworthy, and so that it's a benefit to society. And so it will be critical in terms of how it moves from now to August, how it moves from being on paper to actually being implemented, and providing the ability for innovators and businesses of all sizes, not just big but small ones, to take advantage of the fact that there is this act that is trying to protect but also to do societal good. And so it is also an engine for the prosperity and the growth and competitiveness of Europe. We know that in the World Economic Forum, we just, and I did talk about it in July, launched the EU Leaders Competitiveness and Growth Initiative. And one of those pillars are very specific to, how do we advance emerging technologies so that, Europe can grow in its productivity. And we know that has implications for creating healthier communities, for really stabilizing cost controls in our health system, because we know that they keep growing. And so it is a combination of those benefits that we see and why AI is critical for us to keep an eye on. The Act, like all things, I think the technology is evolving faster than, our countries are prepared to deal with it. But the AI Act is ahead in this game, in this race, and I think we want it to see it succeed, for the benefit of society. And again, I think the common goal that we all have and we've come here for, which is the health of people and communities around the world.
Absolutely. No, fascinating. Thank you. And my last question is about public-private partnerships and the role of as you said, right, this collaboration between the public and the private sector, specifically for AI, and even more specifically for AI in healthcare.
Yeah. So the World Economic Forum has a digital health transformation initiative that's led by our team, and it's really looking at public-private partnership as really central to really looking at which are the technologies that are really making advances, what can we learn from each other. And so it does, it does take an opportunity, it is really sort of looking at pilot projects and looking at what countries are doing with this technology and telling their story. And so we're really trying to position ourselves as not only partners of choice for government, but partners of choice as well for companies, and bringing those together to tell this new narrative of how do we work together in order to advance, how we're seeing it make a mark on people and within health systems around the world. So our initiative really is going to be identifying exemplars and working with both public and private sector partners to sort of bridge the gap and continue the conversation on the things that we're learning and creating this sort of laboratory, collaboratory, where we are learning from each other. So that's one of the things that we know is only made possible with Triple Ps. So we're here to tell that story.
Super, great. Yeah, and I think this is probably the best place to have those conversations with all the relevant partners in the room. So thank you again for coming and for joining the conversation.
And thank you, and we'd love for others to come and join us on this journey.
Thank you so much.